Welcome back to the M2 Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Anthony. My co-host right here is Kyle Heath. This is the show where we cover gaming industry-related news of the last week. This week, we're going to talk about how Microsoft is switching up the game. They're switching around leadership. Phil Spencer out the freaking door, man. We're going to talk about why, who's replacing, and what's going to go down. It's all coming from The Verge with Tom Warren. We're going to dive into a surge of memory prices. So DRAM prices have kind of skyrocketed. We covered that about 2 weeks ago. We're going to talk now about how it's going to affect the gaming industry. We'll talk a little bit about Valve, and they're currently being sued by New York. To be honest, Kyle, I thought they were like I thought they would have gotten sued by the European Union by now.
Yeah,
But we're talking loot boxes there, but that's a weird one. I'm looking forward to diving into that one, and then one that's been hitting kind of the constant waves for the last couple of weeks now is Discord's impending age verification checks from that we covered last week, I think, when news first broke.
yes,
Yeah,
maybe a couple weeks ago. It's a while ago. I feel
might
like
have been.
and
Yeah, it was
like
first announced, we covered it, and now we're getting closer to when it's supposed to happen. Well, it might not actually happen, or at least they're pushing it back further. And I think it's because people cancel Nitro, uh, threatening to leave. I'm pretty sure TeamSpeak had an insane surge of downloads that week.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, before we dive into it, Kyle, how you been? What have you been up to? What's going on? How's life?
Man. I mean,
Been gaming?
that's all right. That's all right. Got some gaming in. Yeah. Just full disclosure, I am dealing with. I don't know if it's a cold or something, but yeah, like kind of the past few days have been a little getting the sore throat, getting the kind of cough going, and a little bit of congestion, but nothing crazy. So I don't know what's going on, but I ended up getting something. So I'm gonna try and have my mute button in reach if I end up coughing.
Oh, I feel you.
But yeah, so kind of fighting through that. But I got some wonderful drinks. Having some water. I have a diet Pepsi as well to kind of help me.
Very
Kind
nice.
of a little bit of caffeine, a little bit of liquid,
Yeah. Yeah, when you get that little bubbly, it might help out.
Yeah. So doing with that. So we deal with that a little bit. I mean, it is what it is. Just kind of fighting through it. Luckily, it hasn't been super bad or anything. It's kind of just been a minor inconvenience, really. So,
Oh yeah.
Dealing with that. But dude, in terms of games, I over the weekend, I was I was really sitting down. I was like, dude, Resident Evil Requiem comes out this next week. I was like, dude, and I still hadn't beat KCD1 yet. I was like, dude, I still have Kingdom Come Deliverance, the first game. I feel like I didn't really have a desire to do any more side quests or anything in that game. I'm I was very eager to get to the second game because of how much hype the second game got and how much praise it got for being as good as it was. So I was like, dude, I'm just gonna I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna try and dedicate as much time as I can this weekend to try and to beat this first game. So sat down, went through the story. I finally finished it. After I think maybe my total hours was I don't know, Steam clocked 55 or something like that, but obviously the game is probably open for some of that, so it's probably closer to 50. I ended up kind of clocking in total. But dude, yeah, I mean, KCD1, it's a double A game. It was a double A game when it came out. It still does have that kind of double A feel where it's it's not quite triple A. There's a lot of kind of clunkiness, and there's a lot you could see a lot of the core ideas were there, and there was a lot to glean from, but I think overall I get what people say when it's kind of just all the systems were there, but it's none of it quite worked like you wanted it to, and it's kind of almost. It was a game of almost being there.
Yeah.
So I really noticed that, and so I finally ended up finishing the game, and I was super excited to. I pretty much immediately downloaded the second game. I was I want to start it because I think it was Sunday night or something like that when I had beaten the first one. I was I have a few hours. Let me just try and download the second game and start it. I think I started at 9, and before I knew it, it was 1 a.m. and I was oh, I have work the next day. I should probably go to bed. Dude, it's just
To suck you in.
Yeah, the game, dude, the game is just it blows my mind at how improved, how right everyone was, and how every aspect of the game is improved. From whether it's graphically, whether it's dialogue, whether it's atmosphere, general immersion, just everything on it's it just took that AAA leap, and so everything is just it's you play the game, you're there's like some aspects of this I'm enjoying more than I did Witcher 3. Like
So sick.
it's
Yeah.
really well done. So I don't know. Needless to say, I'm very excited to continue playing, and every time I've hopped on since, I've like lost track of time, and I'm just like enjoying the world and all that. I mean, dude, yeah, it's just I mean, and just like it's so hard to describe. I think in some aspects of why it's so much better. Like I know in terms of dialogue, like in the first game, like when you would have dialogue between two characters, it was oftentimes you'd get those dips of silence between like characters speaking. So like a character would speak and like there'd be like a second or two of just dead silence, and then the character would respond.
Yeah.
And so it was unnatural, and you can kind of get that feeling, just like, oh man, like I just wish it was a little more smoother. Obviously, none of that in this game. Like everything is smooth
It's
from that
perfect.
front. But
They
also
knew exactly
like,
what they're doing.
yeah, like the other thing about it too is like in these lines of dialogue, you can tell. Like in the first game, I think it was hard to tell like you were in the world. Like when you would get into dialogue, it was kind of like the world almost stopped, and then you were just talking like you and a character. It's like there was no dynamic kind of aspect of it. But very much in this game, when I'm talking, like I see conversations, people moving in the background of the conversations, and it's like you see the
Really
world
cool.
around you still moving while you're like having these dialogues. And so it kind of breaks you in. I'm like, oh yeah, there's still like an active world here, and there's still stuff going on around me. And like, and it's like when there's been times where like I'm like there was like a start of a quest essentially where like you have no money and you end up in this town and you're at a tavern and you don't have enough money to pay for food and drink, and so you end up bartering with like the owner to be like, hey, all right, you're gonna do some work for me. You're gonna take all these sacks and you're gonna move them from inside our kitchen all the way to this cart outside, and like that you're just like moving sacks, like it's like the most
Yeah.
like bare bones job ever. And like, and obviously like you're with your companion who's like a nobleman, and like but you're both in the same situation. You don't have money or anything. No one know, they like don't trust who you are, like no one believes who you are.
Yeah.
And so but he's a nobleman. He's like no way I'm doing that. Like if I get caught doing that, like what are people going to think, kind of thing. And so like you argue with him, but eventually you just end up doing it on your own. But kind of as you're like moving these sacks outside, like you move one out to the cart, you go back in. After like two or three times of that, you start noticing he's like talking to another patron, kind of like egging on another patron, because like they're just kind of talking smack between one another. And so you kind of see like this, you kind of see something's going on. You're like, oh, whatever, I'm just gonna keep doing my job. And like eventually, like you end up stepping like in between and try and like calm things down. And obviously escalates and gets out of control. But it's just like I don't know. It's like those dynamic aspects. Like the world is like kind of operating while you're doing this thing, and so it like really sucks
Pretty
you in
cool.
that way, where it's like okay, like no matter what I'm doing, like characters interact with me, and like you can quickly respond
You're
to
interacting
like
with each
you'll
other.
just you'll just like be walking past like a guard or something like that, and he'll make like a comment to you or something, and you can choose how you respond to it like in the moment. So it's like it's
Oh,
just
dude,
like
what if they say the wrong thing and you're having a bad day? Just start swinging.
yeah, it's like it's and it's wild. Like when I pass by NPCs, like NPCs will look at you, like they'll just like make direct eye contact with you. And if you continue to look at them, they'll like turn your head and keep contact with you. And it's like you'll get kind of weird moments where they're kind of like, "Why is that person looking at me?" It's like these weird kind of like it's just like there's like little details that it's
Yeah.
just all throughout the world. And like there was one quest I did where it was like where I was gonna do this quest. I ended up getting sidetracked and doing something else. But it's like you start the quest and you're like, all right, meet us here. We'll go out ASAP and we'll get this done. Like in the first game, I could like go and do other stuff and they wouldn't have started yet. So like I'll just go
Okay.
do other
Yeah.
quests, come back, and then I can do this one. But like I just decided I was like, oh, I want to get a horse or something. Like I was like trying to do something else. I was like, let me do that and then I'll come back. But then as I like fast travel away from the area, like I get a quest notification saying like, oh, these people left without you. Like wait until they get back and then report to them. And I was like, wait, what? So I come back to the area. They had already done it. And so they told me, they were like, well, we couldn't wait on you. Like we just went ahead and did that. Like, but it makes you look like an idiot because you didn't wait. Like you didn't go with them. So it's like you're
Yeah.
disrespecting them. And so like you lose reputation. And it's like, it's this thing. It's like they went and did it without you because you were like sidetracked with something else. And so it
Wow.
like, it brings me on now.
That's
I'm like, all right, like if
crazy.
I start something, I need to commit to it. Like I can't just like, I
Yeah,
can't
you
like
can't just
walk
have.
away.
Yeah.
So it kind of like further kind of immerses you in that world. And so now I'm just like, I'm very conscious of like every decision I'm making now. And it's like, all right, like, how's this going to affect like people around me? Like, is it going to affect my
So cool.
reputation? Like, it's very, like, it's done a very good job so far of like, all right, you need to adhere to the world's rules because if you don't, it's like bad things can happen. So,
Yeah, that's perfect.
wow, man.
Yeah, I had no idea. I haven't had any time to really game, but now I'm thinking I'm like, dude, I do have some time to like maybe throw on a. I told you that before we started recording. I was like, I've been listening to music and kind of like watching live performances,
Yeah.
putting that off in like really small corner of my screen and like my third monitor. I'm about to start doing that with Kingdom Come Deliverance playthroughs
Dude,
just to watch people have a good time.
yeah, dude, it's
It's
wild,
cool.
man. Like I see a bunch of
Something I would
people
sit
have,
down and watch for sure.
yeah, dude. There's a bunch of people have logged over 100 plus hours, and like I totally get it after just playing for like 8. It's like okay, like
Yeah.
it's an insane world. So I don't know, but yeah, dude, like I didn't realize how much I was going to appreciate the second game after playing the first. I feel like I have such a greater appreciation for the second game. Like I'm going through it and I'm like, dude, like a lot of these changes are like so welcome and it's like stuff I wish the first game had. And so it's like,
Yeah.
and like combat's a lot more smoother. It makes more sense. Like it's not as clunky and stuff.
It's just everything's better.
It's like literally everything's better. And so I'm playing through it and I'm glad I played through the first game. And like if I ever recommend this game to people, I'm gonna be like, look, like if you can get through the first game, like you should, because it'll make you just like this game so much more. I don't know, dude. I'm just excited. So
So cool,
yeah,
man.
it's
I'm
it's
glad
been a
you're
while,
enjoying
dude.
it.
It's been a while since I've like sat down. I was like, dude, I'm excited to get back on this game. So
You're over here gaming and until 1 o'clock in the morning on a work night. We're
how it is,
back.
man.
We're so back.
I'm sucked in, man. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, but
It's
yeah, I'm
cool.
very much looking forward to that. I mean, outside of that, I don't know. I don't think I really played much else this week. That was pretty much it. I was like, I just wanted to get through the first game, start the second game, and that's gonna be probably what I'll end up playing again throughout this
It's really
next
cool,
week.
man. I'm excited for you. I think I would like to play that game, just judging off of your not like I guess your recommendation, but your
Um,
description of how much fun you've been having.
yeah,
It's really cool.
yeah, dude, it's an incredible world. I think the time period. It's like they did just a really good job of like 14th century Bohemia, kind of just
So
that
sick.
era and that
Yeah.
the vistas, the landscapes. I mean, everything is just like you're just walking through the world and just like there's like a whole map of this and like everything is
All of
just very
this.
and just the time period and like kind of just everything about it because it makes you it reminds you too of like there's also times too where you're talking about like there's like you're talking like midwives and stuff like that and they always talk about like how many like women they've helped deliver children and like but how many women that have died in childbirth and how common that was back
Oh
then.
yeah.
It's like women just died. It's like it
All
was
the
like
time.
yeah
All the time.
it was very common and so it just kind of puts into perspective like I don't know the history of that and kind of like how it's evolved to today and just it's kind of wild. It's just insane. Like I certainly do not envy living. I do not dream of living in a
At that
period
time?
like that. 'Cause, yeah,
Absolutely
it's
not.
just
No.
I'd probably be dead by now. So
Miss me with that, dude. Pooping in outhouses, living like a hedge knight in
can't do it. Dude. Just
Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
eating gruel, man. I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
I
Can't do
feel
it.
you though. I've been watching a whole bunch of content in terms of YouTube, in terms of like watching like Game of Thrones style stuff. Uh, yeah, House of the Dragon's coming back. It was okay, but I'm looking forward to the next season. Night of the Seven Kingdoms I've been watching, but in terms of gaming, dude, I've just been like hopping on with a couple of buddies of mine, trying to get them 50 wins or whatever they needed to get ranked in Black Ops 7, and we've been frying. I'm like dropping 40, 50, 60 bombs, and I'm loving life.
Dude,
Frying
nuts,
kids.
nuts.
Um, but the thing that I found out, this might be a source of some of my PC issues that I've been having. My BIOS hasn't been updated since I first got my CPU and motherboard. So you have to update your BIOS in order to play Black Ops 7.
Yeah.
So I got to go find a flash drive and go get an updated BIOS
Yeah.
because I tried to launch it from the internet and it wouldn't work. And I'm like, oh, great, cool. What am I supposed to do now? It's
Yeah.
very annoying,
Dude,
but
you're reminding me. I can't remember the last time I updated my BIOS. I'm definitely due. So
yeah,
I gotta get on that.
dude, yeah. I haven't really had time to do it yet, but I know I'll probably use my laptop, get a copy of it, put it on a flash drive, get it formatted, do everything that I need to do, and just update it. I want to start playing ranked COD soon. Uh, I really enjoy playing competitive games with like my Halo buddies. It's like just a different way to play games, you know. When you get people that are like really coordinated, they know how to like communicate, and they're just really good gamers. Basically, it makes things a little bit more enjoyable and a little bit more competitive instead of just hopping on solo queue Rocket League, run around aimlessly, or we're playing like Hogwarts Legacy, jumping on Doom. I mean, I'll always do that, but if I get the opportunity to play with people that I relate to, from like
Yeah.
a life standpoint, background gaming standpoint, and age. It's like, dude, we got to take advantage of this while we can because like we are all one kid away from never touching a video game again.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know. I got to take advantage of my RPGs because these long
That's a
games, man,
fact.
just gonna get harder and
The
harder to
long
play.
games, dude, I don't have time for the long games, and I wish I did. I
Yeah,
still haven't played Tears of the Kingdom. Do you know how often I think about that game?
dude. Yeah.
Every day.
That's a
Eh,
long game too, man. Like I looked up
I
time to beat on
know,
that, and I was like,
man.
that's a long game. Like it's
Yeah,
commitments. It's commitments.
but it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
That's the thing.
Honestly,
Like, yeah. Just there's well,
honestly, this might be some like psycho behavior. I'm tempted to take off a full week of work strictly to play a video game.
honestly, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that, and people do
Yeah,
that all the time. It's like
a
just to
proper
stay home
staycation.
and yeah, exactly. Just
Yeah.
stay home and just like consume media or just like play games or something.
That's a fact.
Not a bad
Yeah,
idea.
people build their entire schedule over like certain TV shows. Like I can't do anything on Wednesday nights because Survivor's on at 8 o'clock,
Yep.
CBS. Watching it every time. Season 50, by the way. I don't know that because I don't watch every season, but no, I do.
Hey
I
man,
watch every season.
that's about to be me with the boys. Whenever Boys season 5 starts, like
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
whenever
when's that
that is,
coming out?
I think it's in April. It's like little over a month away. So whenever that
Not
comes
that
out, like
bad.
every Wednesday, whenever that drops, I'm gonna be glued. So
Did I get you on that, or did you talk to me about it? I can't remember.
yeah, I think I talked to you about it because no, my buddy he had recommended it to me like that show like over a year ago I think, and I just never got around to it until a little over a month ago. I was like
Oh, okay, okay.
actually it was maybe 2 months ago at this point. But yeah, dude, I sat down and watched it. And I was like, dude, yeah, I caught up and now I'm ready for season
Yeah,
5. So
same. I'm super ready. It's on Amazon if I remember correctly, right?
mhm.
Yeah. Dang, I gotta tell my partner we're not canceling Amazon yet.
Can dude.
Let's wait until the summer.
Yeah,
All right, how about we start jumping into the week's articles and the new
I think we
news?
should.
Yeah.
I think we should. We have a big one. We're starting off with probably the biggest,
Mhm.
I don't know, biggest news of the week, probably. And it dropped on a Friday. Friday. It was literally last Friday when we posted the last episode. This dropped that night. So it certainly developed. The story's developed some throughout this past 5 days.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I've certainly done a lot of thinking on it and had my own opinions even when the news broke. And there's been some updates since. So let's read this article. I have an article here from Tom Warren. It's a big one too. He's got a nice color hero sort of on there on the website.
Yeah.
Inside Microsoft's big Xbox leadership shakeup. Microsoft has a new gaming CEO who wants to bring Xbox back from the brink. It is posted by Tom Warren. Xbox fans have been anticipating the retirement of Microsoft gaming CEO Phil Spencer for years. But what most hadn't expected was the departure of Xbox president Sarah Bond, too. Many outside the company, Bond seemed like to be Spencer's natural successor, deputy of sorts. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella and Microsoft CFO Amy Hood clearly didn't agree. So again, quick article probably cover it. Quick recap: Phil Spencer retired, air quotes retired. I have my opinions, and then Sarah Bond. Sarah Bond was, I guess, I don't know, relieved of her duties, or I guess she resigned in quotes. So I have my opinions, but
Yeah, the Sarah Bond one was crazy because she
yeah.
literally just got the job last year.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, because she was the one, I mean, she headed up the Activision Blizzard acquisition. Like, that was kind of her baby.
Yeah, she
It's
did.
like she was, like,
Yep.
very much spearheading that. And so, like, even we reported, like, yeah, I mean, it made sense that Sarah Bond was going to be Phil's successor whenever he retired. That was always the plan, at least from the outside. So,
Yeah, and clearly that's not the case. So what is going on?
yeah. So let's see. Let's see what Tom dug up. If he has any extra stuff to report. Instead of picking Bond for the role, Microsoft promoted Asha Sharma, a former Microsoft AI executive, to the top of Xbox. Decision to overlook Bond might have surprised many Xbox fans, but for the more than a dozen current and former Microsoft employees I've been speaking to, it's felt inevitable in recent months. Oh, juicy. All right, let's see what
Tell us the
see
scoop,
what
brother.
Tom dug up. Phil
Tom
Spencer.
always knows something.
Phil Spencer, Microsoft's long-term Xbox chief, made the decision to resign from Microsoft last year after a tough few years for Xbox. Giant Activision Blizzard acquisition had dragged on for far longer than Microsoft had anticipated, and the need to grow the business saw Microsoft walk away from Xbox exclusive games in favor of multi-platform strategy. Microsoft has also been trying to reinvent the Xbox brand beyond the console, with mixed results. Spencer's decision led to months of careful successor planning. It was announced to the world on Friday, but it was supposed to be on Monday. That was another thing I had heard is like the announcement essentially got leaked. Like it was supposed to be Monday because that's when it was going to be official, but then like somehow it got out. Whole thing.
Nuts. Yeah, there's always going to be a leak out there. I don't like leaks.
Yeah,
From like a sensitivity standpoint, somebody's either losing their job or leaving their job. It's like, dude, that's not. This doesn't need to be drama. It's like this is a guy that happens to be kind of a face of a brand, but at the same time, it's like, dude, it's just a job. Like, chill. You don't need to be all up in this guy's
yeah.
business.
I mean, I agree. I mean, I've never been a fan of leaks really of anything. He has certainly like a job kind of like this, kind of weird. Um,
Yeah.
Microsoft was forced to announce early because it started to leak, and IGN was planning to run a story, according to sources familiar with the situation. That kicked off a day of chaos, where teams inside Xbox were hearing the news first through reporters and news outlets, instead of via internal memos. The team running Sarah Bond's social media accounts was so unprepared that a LinkedIn post inviting people to provide feedback about Xbox accessibility
Wow.
features went live just before her departure was announced. It sat there for hours until Bond's team eventually posted her own memo. So it was clear, like that was the first when I read, like when I first like heard about that, I was like, okay, there's the indication that it was certainly not in the cards.
Yeah.
At least
No.
it wasn't her choice. So it's like, ugh.
Or at least the social media team wasn't prepared. But it's like,
Yeah, which is like,
mm,
and
that's
it's
weird.
like, and you had to write a post. Like you're telling me, like
Yeah.
it was planned for Monday, even if it was planned, right? You're telling me it was planned for Monday. You didn't have something ready the Friday before. It's like what? It's
Yeah,
kind
that's
of odd,
crazy.
kind of crazy. Microsoft executives shared 4 memos with Xbox teams on Friday, but only Phil Spencer mentioned Bond. Satya Nadella, Microsoft Gaming EVP Matt Booty, and new Microsoft CEO Asha Sharma all had kind words for Spencer, but no mention of Bond. Even Bond's own memo to her teams didn't arrive until hours after the announcement and wasn't part of Microsoft's blog. That's another aspect of it. It's like all these people, none of them mentioned her, and then Microsoft's blog didn't even like. It's like what?
That's not good. That's not good at
Something
all.
was going on. Something was going on.
I'm curious what I said back in the day about this.
Dig
I
up the
remember I heard
archives.
about Bond while I was playing the finals. It was like
Oh yeah.
I remember it very vividly, and I was like, "Who?" And then was listening to a podcast while I was playing the game, and I was like, "Okay, that's an interesting pick for the next CEO of Xbox." Yeah,
Yeah, or the next
crazy.
right hand person. Some Xbox employees I've been speaking with saw the writing on the wall for Bond last year. She was promoted to Xbox president in October of 2023, just days after Microsoft finalized their $68.7 billion deal to acquire Activision Blizzard. Bond had been crucial in getting the deal over the line with regulators and slowly started to become the face of Xbox as Spencer took on the complicated duties of integrating a huge new business into Microsoft Gaming. 6 months after Bond's promotion, Xbox executive Kareem Kaldry, who reported directly to Bond, departed Microsoft and triggered another shakeup of some teams inside Xbox. Chowdhury was key to Xbox's backwards compatibility support and helped bring Xbox Cloud
I
Gaming to
remember that.
life as xCloud
Yep.
in 2019. A bunch of key players here, man. Throughout the years, are just
Dude,
gone.
yeah, when you have somebody that comes into a role and they're supposed to be like you have somebody coming into a role to rule as president, and then they're supposed to be taking over or watching over people that have been with the company for a significant amount of time. 26 years of Microsoft he was, Kareem. So that's a long time, bro.
Yeah,
And he leaves when you show up. What went wrong?
yeah. I mean,
Like
that's a career, right?
that. Like
It's like,
yeah, that's it. Honestly, I'm looking at his LinkedIn right now, and 26 and a half years. And in the last position he had was CVP Xbox Emerging Technologies for 2 years. And now he is a board member for cognitive training at Mastermind. So it's like,
Wow.
yeah, I mean, he's basically retired,
Basically, yeah.
but at the same, I mean, he doesn't need to work. Let's be real. You work at Microsoft for that freaking long. Yeah, it literally says in his bio, it's like, I'm retired.
Yeah.
It's like, now he's just a guy that's sitting on a board member and he helps people out.
Yeah.
But if you're losing key guys like that, it's like, what's going on, man? The brows are getting raised.
Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Just weeks after Chowdhury departed, former Xbox Chief Marketing Officer Jarrett West also left Microsoft in June of 2024. That meant the Xbox marketing team was now reporting directly to Bond. A month later, Microsoft delivered a marketing campaign that signaled people didn't need to buy an Xbox console anymore. The message was that, quote, you didn't need an Xbox to play Xbox because games were everywhere through Xbox Cloud Gaming on TVs. This was all part of the Xbox Everywhere strategy that Bond had been pursuing, a vision to move the Xbox brand beyond its roots in console hardware. Months later, the This Is an Xbox campaign launched with commercials that positioned a phone or tablet as an Xbox instead of just a console. It was a confusing campaign, and I'm told it offended many Xbox employees internally. Which I thought this was,
Really?
yeah, like I kind of like,
Really?
I heard a glimpse of this too, and I remember we reported it and we were like, yeah, this is Xbox's strategy. Like, this is what they're trying to do,
That's
right? Like, they're trying to get off
been their
consoles, trying to,
strategy.
like, I mean, that was how, certainly how we felt they presented it, like, throughout the years, especially more recent years, of like, okay, like, this is where Xbox wants to be, right? Like, who needs the console anymore when you could just cloud stream on anything, right? But yeah, according to Tom Warren, there's apparently he was told from internal sources that there was actually some friction around that campaign. Not everyone liked it.
That's
So,
that's crazy. I guess the only wow. I, I mean, you got to be super brand loyal, which a lot of people who work at Microsoft are. But damn, dude, that makes no sense to me because they've been
yeah,
switching away from hardware sales for a very long time. Like the entire market is subscription based, software based. Like that is what Microsoft is. It's a software company and they're focusing on software and sales and subscription services.
yeah.
The fact that they didn't see that coming and they're upset about it, it's like, really?
It's pretty wild,
I don't
man.
know.
But,
That's weird.
yeah, I don't know. Like, because I heard that, I was like, oh. I mean, it seemed like the right move they wanted to make. So when I heard there was backlash, it kind of surprised me. I was like, and especially in our reporting, it just made sense. So I don't know, but yeah, apparently not liked by all.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
This is an Xbox also debuted months after Bond appeared on stage at a Bloomberg Technology Summit and announced an Xbox mobile gaming store that was supposed to launch in July of 2024. It still doesn't exist almost 2 years later. Oof. Although attempts
That's weird.
to redefine Xbox were clearly tied to the mobile store efforts, Microsoft still went ahead with the This Is an Xbox after the store was delayed. The pivot away from console, led by Bond, under Spencer's direction, hasn't gone well for Xbox. Microsoft's Xbox hardware revenue has declined for 3 financial years in a row. And it looks like those declining revenues are going to continue throughout fiscal 2026. Most of the current.
Yeah, but
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I mean that was the point. They're not trying to sell hardware anymore. I think we reported on this like 4 or 5 years ago. I said I was like, there's no reason for them to be
That was always the
like
idea, I thought.
they've completely pivoted away from selling hardware. Of course, the revenue is going to be down. 3
Yeah.
financial years in a row. Yeah, that's like it. Yeah, but what about their overall financials? Is gone up,
Yeah.
especially subscription based. And then I don't know, maybe Bond and Spencer got pushed out because they raised subscription rates and it upset a lot of subscribers, and then they started canceling. I could see that would be a reason.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
I know, it's just,
All right.
it was odd for me to hear that too, right? Because it's like, at least, I'm pretty sure, like, that's been consistent with our reporting. It was like, yeah, this makes sense. Like, this is what they're pushing for,
That's
right?
what they're
Is no more
trying to do.
consoles.
Like,
So,
yeah.
but apparently apparently we're wrong, I guess. I don't know.
No, I think
Maybe the
somebody
public
at
perception was.
Microsoft,
I don't know.
yeah, maybe a public perception, maybe Microsoft or somebody at Microsoft basically said, "Yeah, you know what? We do want to have a console war still." It's like, why would you want to go compete against the PS5? Yeah, okay, they sold more consoles, but they have like 7 games, and they're about to come out with the next PS6, and there's going to
Yeah.
be probably 5 games for that one. It's like they need to just keep building off of the PS5. But Microsoft doing a subscription base on the cloud is the future. So I don't know what the goal is here. It sounds like Microsoft misunderstands what Xbox was trying to be and now they're trying to revert course, but I think it's just going to bite them in the back, you know?
Yeah. In the rear end.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
rear end.
Most of the current and former Xbox employees I've spoken to in recent days are relieved that Bond is leaving Microsoft. I've heard from multiple sources that Bond has been tough to work with, built a team structure that meant if you didn't follow the vision or questioned it, you were out. Most have praised her ability to strike partnerships with companies and developers, though. Polarizing
Yeah,
figure, as they as we're seeing. I wrote in December 2024 that Bond had staked her career reputation on the idea of Xbox being everywhere across multiple platforms and devices. This also involved carefully managing her image both internally and externally, making her appear to be a gamer like Phil Spencer, but in reality, she wasn't. I understand that Bond's strategy had been failing internally and been questioned multiple times. Bond had tried to push mobile and cloud over console to reach potentially millions more Xbox customers, but the result has been a classic case of chasing tomorrow's customers by neglecting today's. I and like hearing that sentence, it makes sense. Like when I hear that, I
yeah.
just visually think in my head, it's like you have like a giant almost claw of sorts, like trying to like it has its customer pool right, but then it opens up and tries to grab more, and then like like the current customers sort of
Everybody
leak out.
flees. Yeah,
So it's like you're like maybe yeah sure you might get some more, but like your true fan base leaves, and so it's kind of like you're just overreaching, and so it's kind of getting in the situation you are now, where it's you know you're losing customers,
I
your core audience.
I think the only way you lose your existing customers is if you mess up with doing the cloud subscription service, which they did. They raised rates when they promised they wouldn't.
Yeah.
And when that happened, they definitely lost subscribers. So I know you downsized your membership.
Oh yeah.
I know plenty of people who outright just canceled it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just straight up. They're like, no more. There are a lot of people that I know that are on the Xbox console still, and they downsized from Ultimate to I think like the base one.
Yeah, like the
No, they're
core
just
or
like yeah,
whatever.
just yeah. They're like I'm not going to be spending that much money on a subscription service when I initially just had to buy the games. And I was paying $60 a year, and yeah, that's a tough sell. So I think that's the reason why they would lose customers more so than anything else.
Yeah, which makes sense, I would say. Phil Spencer's retirement has seemed inevitable to Xbox employees, particularly over the past year. In February last year, Spencer took a long vacation, and I'm told some teams had to wait weeks for sign off on some key changes. Shortly after this vacation, rumors started circulating inside Microsoft that Spencer was getting ready to retire. Microsoft was eventually forced to deny the rumors in July, claiming Spencer wouldn't be retiring, quote, anytime soon. It's probably a big tell, though, when someone takes a long vacation and is kind of more distant.
Yeah, yeah. When you start seeing the workaholic what Phil Spencer is, he was always playing every new game possible. You'd always see him online, and he was always in the office. And if you see that guy taking a long vacation, he's probably like, I could get used to this. Like, how much money do I really need? It's like, who does he
Yeah.
have kids? He probably has
Oh,
kids. They
yeah.
might be like out of the house, and he's like, oh, maybe I should shift priorities. Maybe one of them's getting married. Maybe he has kids having kids. He's like,
Right.
you know what?
Might.
Like life changes, and he's like, I don't want to. How much money do you need? You know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's probably a natural progression when you find
Oh,
success as an adult, right? It's like you kind of get to those years.
to
It's like,
that
all right, well,
level, yeah, because he can always be an advisor to
yeah,
anybody.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
He's
dude. I mean,
58, bro.
dude's a true gamer, man. Too. That's I think that was what's great about Phil, right? Like the dude actually
Yeah.
cared about games. So it's like, I don't know, it's cool to see that. And so you know that dude. If he actually truly stays retired, man, he's gonna be playing every new thing under the sun. It's not gonna change.
Yeah, man. He has two kids. I had to look it up. I'm sorry for stalking you, Phil.
There you go.
Two kids. Lives a very private life. I mean, my man, he's locked in. Let him go.
Yeah. With Spencer's retirement official, Microsoft is hitting the reset button on Bond's Xbox strategy instead of embracing it further. Microsoft Gaming CEO Ashish Sharma is now promising the return of Xbox, in quotes, and a clear message to employees that the strategy over the past few years has not been working. I want to return to the renegade spirit that built Xbox in the first place, she says. Xbox employees have been speaking, I've been speaking to, have been concerned about the Sharma appointment, particularly because of the
Oh, great.
previous role as an AI executive at Microsoft. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, the return of Xbox, this is just going back into console wars, and I thought that was done. I thought that was dead. I don't get it, man. It's annoying.
You know what? Bring back Xbox. Get them sub prices down. All I'm saying.
I mean, everything's an Xbox. That is kind of what it should be. And I don't know. I don't want to be a hater. I'm just saying. I'm like,
No.
this makes no sense.
There was also concern about her lack of industry experience in entertainment and gaming. Sharma has been clear she's not a gamer and has spent the weekend responding to people on X and even taking game recommendations. Some Xbox employees worry she'll force AI into everything Xbox does. Sharma is clearly ready for that reaction, saying, quote, as monetization and AI evolve and influence its future, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop, she said in a memo. Games are and always will be art crafted by humans and created with the most innovative technology provided by us. But like, what about 5 years from now? You know what I'm
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
saying?
like, what are we talking about here?
About the other concern is that she's been appointed by Nadella as some kind of executioner on the Xbox console. Her memo doesn't suggest that, and Microsoft could have easily appointed Matt Booty into that kind of role to push game publishing instead of the Xbox console. I get the impression from sources that Microsoft wants a turnaround and is worried about losing Xbox, as it's one of the only remaining successful consumer brands, or it's one of its remaining successful consumer brands. Those who know Sharma better describe her as enthusiastic, willing to learn, and very capable of getting teams to execute on their clear vision rather than coming in as a product executioner. She also has a history of Instacart and Meta of overseeing platform launches and getting people to use products, type of user acquisition that Xbox has failed at in recent years. Sharma's non-gaming credentials don't mean she can't do a good job at Xbox, but it will still be a tough gig to step into the shoes of Phil Spencer, who is widely respected inside and outside of Microsoft. He will be remembered for the impact he had in turning Xbox around more than a decade ago. Xbox could have easily died after the Xbox One disaster. Spencer made transformative decisions that have benefited the entire gaming industry. Xbox led the way in consumer-friendly decisions like crossplay or allowing consumers to buy a game once and play it between across both PC and console. Under Spencer's watch, Game Pass has also forced. There's a cat, and he's gonna drive me insane. I'm gonna have to kick him out. Under Spencer's watch, Game Pass has also forced competitors to offer similar subscription services. Getting to the end, Mike. We're close.
Yeah.
Close.
This is an important one, though.
Yeah. Spencer is also departing at a time when the Xbox Series S X generation has failed to put a dent in Sony's PlayStation sales and during a period of turmoil in the game industry and within Xbox. Layoffs and studio closures have plagued the Xbox division after the Activision Blizzard acquisition, and there are big questions about Microsoft's gaming acquisitions, side effects, and its Game Pass push, and the future of Xbox console itself. Spencer won't be here to answer them anymore. Sharma now has the opportunity to define the next 25 years of Xbox, and we're about to find out if she can turn Xbox around and execute on a clear strategy. The next 25 years belong to the teams who dare to build something surprising, something no one else is willing to try, and have the patience to see it through, said Sharma. We have done this before, and I'm here to help us do it again. What do we think,
Crazy,
Mike?
man. It's crazy. We got somebody pretty young at the helm that's never played video games, which doesn't make sense to me, but necessarily it probably wouldn't make it to that high if all you did was play video games. It's just it's pretty wild. I don't I don't know what the point like I don't know what's driving her and what the mission is really for Xbox and where they're going to go from here. It's going to be an odd scenario, I think. Um, I'm worried that the idea of what Xbox means and is will influence her more than actually bringing anything like innovative or new. Whereas I thought it was very clear and obvious that the entire gaming industry was going to be switching away from hardware. I thought everything was going to be cloud based, everything was going to be streamed, especially with we're going to dive into on the next article is the cost of hardware is going to start skyrocketing soon. And it's like not everybody's going to be able to have that brand new PC to get this stuff working, but it's like there's a cheaper option. You can spend, I don't know, however much money, I think it's like $20 sometimes, or decently fast internet, get a wire connection, hook up a tablet, hook up like a cheap laptop, and then you can stream all the games possible to that device.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, it's more of an internet drag than it is a hardware drag. I thought that was like very clear and obvious, especially because the world is getting faster internet across the board, no matter where you are. It's steadily improving. There are countries now becoming online. Like the next future is going to be India, Bangladesh, China. Well, not China. China, they're pretty isolated. But basically, Asia is what I'm saying is going to be the next big one, and Africa and South America. That's what you're seeing now. Like if you go on Twitter, all these remember when X turned on location where accounts were from, and you find out like they're from Africa, they're from Eastern Europe, they're from like India and Bangladesh, Thailand, and stuff like that, Vietnam, and they're all like just BS American shit posting, essentially to make profit because they get paid for it. Um, there's gonna be more of that. It's like the world isn't fully online yet with high speed internet. Like they need to be ready for that. Like think of how many they want to change Xbox. You want to bring Xbox back. It's like you need to get into the Asian markets. You need to get into the African markets. Like that's the next thing. It's like go compete against Sony and Nintendo in Asia. Like go
Yeah.
do that because there ain't no Xboxes over there, dog. So it's like I'm pretty sure like the only people over there playing Xbox are the ones that are in the military and they're stationed on a base. Because why would you, you know?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's going to be a good change up? I mean, like Spencer's out the door regardless. So
Yeah.
what's going to happen?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not huge on it. I don't have a lot of expectations with this, with this hire. I'm not. I don't know. I'm personally not expecting Microsoft to make some huge turnaround or redemption or whatever. Like, I just think. I mean, I think with Phil Spencer leaving, it's like I feel like that's just like a net negative. I try not to be so cynical about it, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like their credentials, just like they just obviously like this new CEO, like not a gamer, doesn't really have like, at least from what I see, doesn't have like a huge knowledge about the industry or kind of what drives good games, and so that worries me. It's kind of just like I just don't I don't see it, I guess. So it's
Yeah.
just like I don't know. I don't think I don't think like Xbox gonna crash and burn, but I don't see it like
Oh,
becoming
no,
this
absolutely
huge.
not.
I don't see it becoming this like any bigger than it already is, if that makes sense. It's kind of just like, all right, like
I mean, I'll look at her CV right now on LinkedIn. And make no mistake, Sarah Bond wasn't much of like a replacement either. And
yeah,
who says you have to actually be like a huge gamer to be in charge of a gaming company? You don't. You simply just
yeah,
don't. Um,
yeah. I mean, it's not a
th-
requirement, and that's fair.
there are some things that I'm like, holy crap, how'd you get that? So she must be remarkable, is what I'm saying here. Let's see if this will actually load. My internet's slowing down. According, I don't know how. Well, according, yeah, Google says she's like 37. So 2011 to 2012, probably first job, maybe. 2 years Microsoft doing marketing. Then she went to Porch Group, which I don't know what Porch Group is, but she was the COO of that and a board member. So that was for 4 years. Then went to VP product and engineering at Meta, so Facebook, for 4 years. So she's been out in Silicon Valley for sure. Then she was the COO of Instacart. She was the board member of Coupang and then a board member of Home Depot. So she's board members of two of those companies, and now she was president core AI product at Microsoft, and now, yeah, basically executive vice president CEO of Xbox. So it's interesting how she was originally the head of AI for 2 years. I guess AI is a very recent technology. So this must be an indication of where the Microsoft board members want to take Xbox. They want to
Yeah,
utilize
yeah,
AI for sure. Like that's clearly
yeah.
going to be the choice. But Yeah, she may not be a gamer, but geez, man, this CV is insane.
Yeah, she's been around. I think. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't think it's. I mean, the hire doesn't get me excited. I guess is the best way of putting it. Like, I
Oh
mean,
no,
I don't think it's
no,
bad necessarily, but I'm not like, oh, this is
no.
great. Like, especially with the AI stuff, it's like, and then
Yeah.
she says like, we're not gonna push AI slop and stuff like that. It's like, I'll believe that when I see
Okay.
it
Yeah.
because like,
Yeah. You will. If it makes you money,
like
you're gonna do it.
that's what I'm saying.
Push comes to shove, you're gonna do
You
it.
can't tell me you're gonna like promote the previous president of AI into a CEO role at Xbox, and you're not gonna try and have some AI influence and kind of the
Yeah.
future product push. Like, I don't know. I just don't believe that. I think there's
I.
AI is gonna be involved to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So
I mean, to be quite honest with you, I thought the Xbox Series X was going to be the last real console out of Xbox. I really did. I was like, they rebuilt the thing top to bottom, new software, new hardware, new configurations, new games, new graphics. It was an affordable, compact, like device. It's something that you just don't need to upgrade for a very, very long time, and it's a perfect a console like PC basically.
yeah,
What else do you need, man? You got 4K 120 frames per second on most games. Like, you don't need much more than that on the
yeah.
couch, at least. If you're going more than that, get a PC, grow up. Come on. Like, if you're that serious about gaming, get off the Xbox. Straight up. You're being ridiculous. I'm not saying that
Get a
from like a
PC.
purist standpoint. It's just like $600 to be on the couch or like 2000 to be on like a setup,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, you still do both. You can have a setup where it has like, you have a couch next to your setup. You're like playing a PC on TV. I don't know. Like,
Hey, that's my goal next. Gonna
great,
swap this guy up behind me, put a
great
couch in.
setup. You can make it work.
But the point I'm trying to make is, I think it's unfair for Sarah Bond to be ousted so quickly. She must have said something. There must have been some direction that she did not take the right way, just to be let go. This could be like a forcible retirement with Phil Spencer, and then it was just guilty by association. Like, you were his guy, you were going to take us in the same direction as him, and we want to go completely elsewhere. So you got to
Yeah.
go too, kind of deal.
Yeah. I mean, I could totally see that. Yeah. I think Phil Spencer retiring, I don't think it was entirely, I don't think it was a choice he wanted to make this soon. I think he wanted to keep going, but I think it's probably just the direction of like Satya and like Microsoft CEO and kind of like all the direction they're trying to take. And I think eventually, like, because I think it was a lot of hard decisions that Phil had to make that he didn't necessarily felt was necessary or wanted to make, but he had to
Yeah.
in order to like please like Satya and other executives. And so I think my interpretation of it is it probably just got to a point where he's just like, yeah, I'm like sick of this. I don't want to follow, like, I don't want to keep doing this stuff anymore. And so, like, I think it's best if I just
Agreed.
walk away. And so it makes me really excited for when he writes his memoir. I'm gonna be reading that thing. And I'm gonna be
Oh,
reading
yeah,
his Xbox
dude,
chapter very closely.
100%. I While you were talking, I also looked up. You know, a driving factor could be is layoffs.
Yeah,
So, 2024, 2,550 employees at Xbox, not Microsoft, Xbox, got let go. In 2025, if you recall, there was approximately 9,000 employees laid off at Microsoft. And all we knew, and in like in quotes, Xbox was hit hard in those layoffs.
yeah,
So let's just assume half. All right. They lost about 6,000 people in layoffs at Xbox in 2 years.
crazy.
I think that would heads got to roll.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
Yeah, and you also lose the guy like second in command over there, behind Sarah Bond. It's like, yeah, that this ain't working.
yeah. I mean, I could see that. I could certainly see it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
just
it's definitely going to be a fresh new company with her, um, Asha behind the wheel though.
yeah. I mean, without a doubt, I think it's gonna. I mean, that's I don't know. Like, I'll be curious to see where it goes, but yeah.
Hmm.
It's that's where I'm at this point. Just like, all right, let's see what the next year holds. Next 2 years, I don't know. It's a new direction for sure. So
I'm looking forward to see what happens. I hope it's going to be good.
hopefully, hopefully, no, it's not good.
Memory prices. All right, so we got a couple more articles here. Let's try to bang them out real quick because we went pretty long with the heavy hitter, but I think it was worth it with the
Yeah,
Xbox leadership. So we'll kind of do a little bit of speed run here, but this is one that I think everybody's kind of heard about, and it's more of just kind of a breakdown of what might happen with the gaming industry. We're talking about the memory prices increasing. This is James McWhirter from Game Developer. So his title of the article is "How a Surge in Memory Prices Will Affect the Game Industry. Console manufacturers are best placed to offset hardware inflation." Yeah, I think that's fair. They buy in bulk like insanely amount. It's the same exact thing, carbon copy every time. All right. The intensifyingly expansion of AI infrastructure has generated a new boom cycle in terms of demand for DRAM, memory, and NAND storage, NAND storage. The most primary types of rapid access and long-term storage memory, respectively. Price raises for memory and storage will touch many parts of the game industry, including hardware, software, and development costs. Hardware margins will be squeezed. Dia's memory and storage research teams estimate that PC DRAM and SSD prices for mainstream configurations saw, on average, increases of nearly 100% and 40%, respectively, in 2025. The trend is following the contract pricing. Uh, yeah, sorry. The trend is flowing into contract pricing and has only continued to the first quarter of 2026, where DRAM prices are expected to rise by further 60% and NAND memory 70%. Memory and storage are key components in dedicated game hardware, such as game consoles. In 2025, Q2, I believe that's what that is trying to say, Q2 2025, Dia estimated that the combined memory in a base PS5 accounted for at least 20% of the overall bill of materials for the console. Once manufacturers ran through their inventories, new devices will be built with memory supplies that will have been negotiated at a higher contract price. The console market, this will apply across the board. So GDDR6 for PS5, an additional DDR5 for PS5 Pro, and LPDDR5 for Switch 2. Yep. This is something that we basically covered. Yeah, if you want RAM or you want anything, it's all in the electronics, man. So the margins on console hardware remain thin. Sony Interactive Entertainment reported in February 2026 that steep discounting on PlayStation 5 hardware during the holiday season in Q4 2025 led to increases in losses from hardware. So console manufacturers are best placed to offset hardware inflation. However, console manufacturers also sell software, services, and peripherals, giving them many levers they can pull to mitigate squeeze hardware margins. Figure 1 highlights how content the services are the bulk of consumer spend on game console platforms. For instance, one likely event in 2026, and Nintendo adjusted the pricing of Nintendo Switch Online subscriptions upward. Dia estimates average ASP growth between the end of 2021 and 2025 for all Nintendo Switch Online tiers was just 8%, compared with 40% for PlayStation Plus and 72% for Xbox Game Pass. And that goes into the last article. Xbox was concentrating on subscription, not hardware. It was very clear and apparent. 72% was all software, subscription services, how they made their money. That's basically what that was. So broadly speaking, we will see a reattribution of pricing of upcoming first-party content, subscription services, and peripherals. The launch of GTA 6 during holiday 2026 could also help sustain demand in the event that 2025's discounting on PlayStation 5 hardware cannot be repeated. There are also already exists a sizable combined active installed base of PS5 and Xbox Series X and S consoles, which have just entered their seventh calendar year on the market. It is the publishing opportunity on Nintendo platforms that will be the most exposed, as the vast majority of major new and upcoming first and third party software has transitioned to Switch 2, a platform in its infancy. So the Switch 2 is a platform in its infancy. As we know, it launched literally last year. Continuing on. Ooh, we got a long one, don't we? Not too long, but enough. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So entry level hardware in the console market will be a casualty. Historically, the last generation system could provide an affordable entry point into games catalog for a platform holder. The price of an entry level platform, like Nintendo Switch, is likely to rise on the global basis following the North American model's lead after the introduction of tariffs on imported goods in the United States. With signs emerging with the spending power of middle income households is declining in key console markets like the US, not having an affordable entry point into a console platform's ecosystem could affect the pipeline of future generations of enthusiast early adopters. Yeah. Then there's a quick little pie chart, basically 70% content and services, 30% hardware. So that's the global share of spend on game console markets by type in 2025. PC vendors. This is something that I was kind of looking forward to because I want to see if he has the same thought I did. PC vendors have less wiggle room, but game publishers can adapt. Major PC hardware vendors do not control underlying PC game software ecosystems such as Steam, making hardware profitability far more important. The rise in the price of components is likely to instead be passed on via both PC and PC component selling prices, aka the consumer. As a result, the upgrade cycle will be affected. PC gamers may delay a full upgrade, and PC desktop builders may delay component upgrades. Handheld gaming PCs, an emerging product category, may continue to only address an enthusiast audience. For gaming laptops, PC vendors are expected to focus on driving sales on high end models to maximize revenue as supply is constrained. Something that I was thinking about, this isn't going to just affect gaming laptops, it's going to affect work laptops. Everybody I know has
Yeah.
really powerful laptops with docking systems with multiple monitors. Those suckers are about to skyrocket in price just because all these softwares, they need like SSDs, they need really good RAM and integrated graphics. Depending on if you're 3D modeling, it might have its own individual GPU, but goodness gracious, man, it's going to go wild out here in these streets for the next couple of years. All right, continuing on. Fortunately, this is likely to pose little challenge for most developers given pre-existing work optimizing games for power-constrained devices such as Switch 2, Steam Deck, and Xbox Series X. There's also a growing installed base of capable laptops that remain unaddressed by many games publishers. The capabilities of built-in processor graphics have improved significantly in recent years, providing performance that exceeds Steam Deck and at the high end exceeds Xbox Series S. Data from Omdia's PC Horizon service reveals over 90 million gaming capable laptops were sold in 2025. Publishers should consider addressing the subset of laptop owners that also play games. Yeah, yeah, I think that's fair. Most laptops now, you can play any game on a laptop on like 720p graphics, maybe like 30, 60 frames per second. Doable, not ideal, but doable
Yeah.
on like a $700 laptop.
Yeah.
That's
It's
pretty good.
doable. Yeah.
Yeah, it's doable. So sales volumes and the value of PC games content is not expected to be disrupted. There already exists a huge and healthy audience of installed devices well positioned to buy PC game content. Omdia estimates that in 2025, Steam alone had 321 million yearly active users. Holy shit. Brother, the entire population of the United States is on Steam. Just Steam. There's more elsewhere, but good lord. All right, the attach rates of Switch 2 software may be affected. Ooh, yeah, let's get into this one. So, in the 1980s, chip shortages placed upward pressure on the manufacturing cost of Famicom cartridges and facilitated the creation of the Famicom disk system, which used a cheaper proprietary floppy disk format. This situation is repeating itself. Excuse me, is repeating itself with Switch 2 physical media, as the standard game cards are becoming prohibitively expensive to accommodate publishers' pricing strategies. Like its predecessor, Switch 2 remains a physical first platform. And that's not true because they switched to software now.
Yep.
So, yeah, whatever. While including bundled software, Omdia estimates 51% or 57% of Switch 2 games sold in 2025 were at retail. Yeah, you get the
Give me
the
code
box
boxes, man. Like,
with
what are we
with the
talking about?
code. Like, come on, be real. The expectation in 2026 is that publishers shipping software in high volumes will continue to opt for the dataless game key card to protect margins and hit lower price points at retail, both at and following the launch of the title. The exception is niche titles that reaches a highly engaged audience of collectors. This audience is less sensitive to price, so publishers should explore the possibility of charging a higher price for publishing a game fully on a game card. Game keycards do present one issue for the publishing opportunity in Switch 2. The device features just 230 gigabytes of usable internal storage, the lowest of any current generation console. With the cost of the expandable SD Express storage also expected to rise, software attach rates could be affected once again, or once enough. Forever games supplement themselves on player systems. Yeah, that's annoying. I hate having to like uninstall software and games on my Xbox Series X. Especially, dude, COD. Master Chief Collection, 250 gigs. Hit it with
uh,
COD. Oh my gosh, 300 gigs. Where am I at, bro? I gotta get the expansion slot. The expansion slot is proprietary and it costs $5 million.
that's what I'm
That's where I'm
saying.
at. The Xbox tax. All right. Developers will be forced to take action to control server costs. Yeah, this is the big one. All right. As outlined on Omdia's 2026 trends to watch, games tech, competition for data center capacity from AI is going to make infrastructure costs a top concern for game studio CTOs in 2026. Games companies have already been rapidly ramping up spending on game servers in recent years, and the expectation is the studios will increasingly experiment with the use of bare metal and hybrid strategies to manage cloud costs. Smarter infrastructure strategies are increasingly seen as essential to counteract cost increases driven by memory boom cycles. Developers have more options than ever in the regard with the growing range of bare metal providers and server orchestration solutions on hand as hyperscalers also move to offer more cost-effective solutions. AKA, you need a license to play our game, so we need more storage on a data rack so that you can link to it. That's why every single freaking console is online only, even though they say it's not.
And we have to come up with some, technological gymnastics to try and reduce costs of our centers so we don't try and flip it on consumers. But it ain't gonna
For
work, man.
real. Yeah. I got an idea. Get rid of proprietary crap. Realize that AI has been used entirely to Google crap. Because people are now dumb and they don't know how to research anything, let alone know how to think for themselves. So it's
True.
like, I can't wait for the AI implosion is going to be biblical. It's going to be biblical. It's just a fancy calculator that spits out what I need. That's all it is.
Yeah,
That's all it is. And it codes. All right. Whatever.
yeah, it'll write me a script every now and then.
Yeah, run me script. Yeah. 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 Whatever. At the end of the day, what I really need to find is always on YouTube from some guy that looks like he hasn't seen daylight in freaking 10 years. He'll teach me whatever it is. Except for the guy that's always teaching me how to do like oil changes in my car or something. Um, anyways, let's finish this off. We got one more paragraph here, and then we'll yap about it real quick. A pricing reversal remains unlikely. I agree with this. There's a lot of reasons why, but memory manufacturers will continue to lean. Oh, alarm went off. Gotta give the dog his medicine. The 9:30. So, memory manufacturers will continue to lean as much as possible towards serving the enterprise segment, and Omdia's memory and storage teams expect supply for consumer products to remain deprioritized. Yes, I agree with that. The pace is expected to cool off significantly in quarter two, 2026, but suppliers still hold the upper hand with any forthcoming negotiations, and reversal remains unlikely throughout 2026. Long-term secured supply is no guarantee, so any potential fluctuations in price will be at ongoing concern for the launch of specialist products in 2026, such as Steam Machine and Steam Frame. Boom and bust cycles in component pricing have occurred before, and the game industry has had experience in managing them, albeit typically in conditions of stronger growth when it would first be easier to deal with. 2026, expect reevaluation of prices across first party content, peripheral services, blah, 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 blah. It's all going to fluctuate in time. I think the biggest problem is going to be how there's only three manufacturers of DRAM, and that's in all RAM, all SSD, and now it's going to be in like every single graphics card you can think of. And there's only three of them, and one of them just left consumer market. So, what do you do? what do you do? You raise
It
prices.
is chalked. It is
It is
chalked.
beyond
Chalked.
chalked. If you want to make money like that Intel, that Nvidia stock portfolio, go find out where Samsung is, where SK Hinsa or whatever the heck it's called, and where Micron is, and buy that sucker on the stock market because it's going to skyrocket. Those are the three manufacturers of RAM. That's my prediction. Not financial advice. Don't sue me when you
Not
lose money.
financial advice.
Yeah, I'm just saying what I'm going to do.
Yeah, dude, I love that pie chart still, the global share of spend on game console market by type in 2025. It's just, I love just the content and services is three-fourths of,
Yeah,
is
I've
three-fourths of
been
the
telling you,
spend.
hardware's dead, and Xbox is about to go back to it. I don't get it. They're like, you know, it's a great time to switch up the game. We were ahead of everybody. Like hardware prices are about to go through the roof. We have an entire base. 70% of our consumer income is all subscription based. They're on their own products. Maybe they have a console here and there. It's all good. They can play on their phone, their tablet, their computer at work. They can play in a browser. They can play from the other side of the planet, log into their Xbox. But you know what these guys do? They pivot and they're like, you know, it'd be a good idea. Let's go back. Let's just go
Let's bring the
back
console
to
back, dude.
building Xboxes again. Raise rates. Watch Microsoft, watch Sony pivot to always online next.
That'd be so funny.
It's totally gonna happen, bro. It's 100% gonna happen. Call it. I'm calling it. Next state to play. It's gonna be coming to you now. Sony Cloud,
Guess what?
cloud gaming.
You know, I've been bringing our games to PC. Well, now it's going to be day and date releases. Good luck.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
That'd be sick, though.
beast.
Can't lie. If I could play the new
I
Wolverine
know,
game on PC, day and date,
brother.
that'd be nuts.
If I could still play my Sony TV on freaking PlayStation. I want to play PlayStation on the Sony
Man.
TV, man. I've been preaching for it for like 6 years.
If they do cloud, you could.
Ugh,
Man.
I know. I really could. I can do it on. I can do it on my Samsung TV because Samsung's tied
Um,
with Xbox. I do it a lot. It's linked in.
and there's like PlayStation Now or whatnot. I think I want to say they still have that service, but it was like a cloud service. Like,
Mhm.
hey, they worked on something, dude. Just expanded.
Oh yeah. Boy, oh boy.
It's crazy. Yeah, I
All
mean,
right,
I feel like,
that was a lengthy article,
yeah,
but
I feel like most of that we've like just kind of been the growing trend over the past month. But yeah, it's just a
yeah,
reminder of like, yeah, it's probably not going to get better soon. So good luck.
yeah, that's kind of how it feels, unfortunately. Oh man. Well, you know what's also going to be a weird scenario is the next few articles. The
Yeah.
first being Valve, and the second being
Yeah, dude.
Discord.
And we're already over an hour. So, hey, we're not going to try and hold you for two. So, we're going to read these. So,
Yeah,
let's
we'll
get
get
it.
through it.
All right. New York Attorney General sues Valve alleging its loot boxes illegally promote gambling. What are the odds? This is from IGN, Rebecca Valentine reporting. The Attorney General of New York, Letita, I really hope I said that right. Letitia? I don't know.
Yeah,
Letitia?
I think
I don't know.
Latita.
Letita? It's probably like Letitia. Well, there's no H, so it can't be Letitia. Miss James, I'm assuming it's a woman. Miss James is suing Valve, alleging the platform illegally promotes gambling to children. This comes from a press release issued by the Attorney General's office today, which states that following an investigation, the Office of Attorney General said, quote, found that Valve's video games, including Counter-Strike 2, Team Fortress 2, and Dota 2, enable gambling by enticing users to pay for the chance to win a rare virtual item of significant monetary value. Welcome to the club, Attorney General. That's what I'll say. I mean, this has been going on for a decade now. Here we are, longer than a decade.
Nice of you to wake up.
That's you to see the show. Yeah. You have people literally just like buying hundreds of cases.
Ain't no way. ain't no way, bro. I just Google who this is. The Attorney General of New York. All right. Nah.
Listen, you're telling me we're just now getting on this trend and like we're just now investigating this when people have been buying hundreds of cases like every year for a chance to get like a Karambit Blue Gem, like 387 pattern, like $200,000 $300,000 knife, and then we're just now like, yeah, this is probably not good. It's crazy. It's wild, man. You get some crazy knives, man. It's yeah, It's a lot to go for. I mean, when you could open that and you have a chance, you could spend $400 on cases, but when you get that one case that has like $120 knife, it's like, all right, it was worth it, even though you lost money. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. That's what it's called, the like the gambler fallacy or whatever it is.
Something like that.
No,
Yeah.
gambler fallacy is saying like, oh, we're due for a win.
We're due. We're due. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. Quote, in Valve's most popular game, Counter-Strike 2, the process resembles a slot machine with an animated spinning wheel that eventually rests on a selected item. The randomly selected virtual item has no in-game functionality but can be sold online for money, with one item reportedly being sold for more than $1 million.
Yeah, that's
There
crazy.
you go. The lawsuit alleges that Valve has made billions of dollars luring its users, many of whom are teenagers or younger, to engage in gambling in hopes of winning expensive virtual items that they can cash in on. With this lawsuit, Attorney General James seeks to permanently stop Valve from continuing to promote illegal gambling in its games and to pay disgorgement and fines. Crazy, crazy. The lawsuit itself describes both the mechanics of how loot boxes work in all three games, as well as the ways in which users can cash in virtual items, either by selling them on the Steam Community Marketplace or by connecting their accounts to third-party marketplaces, the latter of which the Attorney General's office says it found Valve, quote, facilitates and even assists. The Attorney General's office argues that Valve's loot box model is quintessential gambling, prohibited under New York's Constitution and penal law. Gambling is illegal in New York with only some exceptions, which the Attorney General says are all irrelevant here. The question of whether loot boxes can or should be regulated as gambling has been ongoing for more than a decade, with different countries issuing various regulations around them over the years. China, South Korea, and some other countries require companies to disclose odds on receiving certain items in very specific ways. In Australia, the presence of loot boxes automatically nets a game an M rating, not recommended for children under 15, albeit not legally restricted. And anything with simulated gambling gets an R18 plus rating, meaning it cannot be sold to minors. Belgium has attempted to ban them entirely, though it is apparently struggling to enforce this. The New York lawsuit aims to permanently stop Valve from promoting gambling features in its games, make full restitution to consumers, and give up all profit it's made from this practice, and pay fines for violation of New York laws. If successful, this case could have significant ripple effects on the rest of the industry, as companies are forced to conform to an increasing array of different loot box laws in different regions. Illegal gambling can be harmful and lead to serious addiction problems, especially for our young people, said Attorney General James in a statement. Valve made billions of dollars by letting children and adults alike legally gamble for a chance to win valuable virtual prizes. These features are addictive, harmful, and illegal. My office is suing to stop Valve's illegal conduct and protect New Yorkers. But it could have ripple effects across more than just New York, Mike. Something like this were to actually go through. All right. Yay or nay? Do we think the Attorney General of New York is going to change Counter-Strike and Dota 2 and Team Fortress 2 gambling for all eternity?
I would love that to happen. I But why now? You know what I mean? Like, this is good. This is good. There's part of me that absolutely hates loot boxes, like, a lot.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way. There was a time, Battlefront 2 comes to mind, where when you wanted things to be fully unlocked and you wanted to work to get kind of like, not just necessarily a better experience, but better weapon, better skill, better damage, better whatever, like kind of like a pay to win, and you had to buy loot boxes, and you did it up to chance. It's like, bro, if you're gonna hold my game experience hostage to that degree, like that's ridiculous. But the fact that this is just weapon skins and it doesn't change any of the core mechanics in the game whatsoever, and you don't get any real advantage out of it, I'm kind of like, who really cares? But also, like, yeah, it's 100% gambling. Why don't we just call it what it is? Either legalize gambling or ban this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of two roads you could take, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I'm right there with you. It's kind of like it sort of came out of nowhere. It's just like, okay, like another person trying to step in.
Y-
Um,
Yeah.
But I mean,
I
I may commend them for trying. I guess. I don't know. I would be very surprised if this had any effect on it. Like, I don't know.
I think it's kind of a nothing burger to get like win some people over that might really care about this, kind of like us. There are
Yeah.
some things that are going on politically surrounding her where she's been attacked by the current administration for multiple things. Um, Honestly, just attacked by a lot of people. Being any public official from the state of New York or California, you're going to get noticed
Oh
regardless.
yeah.
Same
I
thing with
mean,
Texas.
yeah. It's a
So
very hot button city, right? Very popular city. So
100%. Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. So it's one of those things where maybe it's politically motivated. Maybe she has grandchildren that are like playing games and she saw how bad the loot boxes actually are. And we're like, this is ridiculous. This shouldn't happen. Wait, I'm in a position to get rid of this
yeah.
or at least fight it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes you
I'm
wonder
just
with
so
the
shocked that this hasn't. How does this not happen in the European Union? Let me look this up.
kind of weird.
Maybe it
I mean,
has.
like the Overwatch stuff. I'm pretty sure that was like an EU regulatory crackdown, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I mean it's
2 months ago, the European Commission is evaluating loot boxes and other virtual items with uncertainty-based rewards. The report is. Oh, hold up. That was last year.
mm,
Man, they said they were gonna ban it a year
man.
ago, and now I'm not sure. They're apparently making a pivot on it, and it's specifically because of Counter Strike. So there is possibility that this could be going on in Europe, and this is the first step for for the U.S. to start following suit
Yeah, it certainly could be
potentially.
potentially.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, be curious to see if anything comes out of this. I don't have crazy hopes, but it also is crazy. Like because
No,
when I just look at it, like I can never see myself buying like 100 cases to try and get a knife. I'm pretty sure it's like 1 in 400 or something like that to get one. Like, which
oh,
is
it's probably worse than that.
I don't know.
Like an
I
actual good one
think
that'll be worth money.
I mean, one, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's 1 in 400 just to get a knife, right? Like, you're not guaranteed a crazy $2,000 knife, right? You're just, it's like, it could just be some like piece of
100%.
poo poo, dude. That's like $100.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. What are you
it's a
gonna
lot
do?
of money, dude. Because you had to buy the cases and you had to buy the keys, so it's a 1-2, and yeah, it adds up quick.
They give me. Well, I try to win the cases by playing games, so I like earn them and then I go buy a
Yeah,
key.
there you go.
That's
And that's the
usually
thing,
my
they give you
tactic.
like, I think if you play daily, you're guaranteed at least one case if you play daily. So
Yeah, yeah. So if you're a grinder, you get all this stuff. I've been actually this kind of pissed me off. So I've talked about this a couple times on the pod. I bought Rocket League when it first came out. So before it was bought by Epic Games. Now it's a free to play game, but I bought a full game of Rocket League,
yeah,
and it didn't really have like it had loot boxes, but the loot boxes were more RNG based, and they also had their own trading economy, like Counter Strike had. It's one of the things that like Rocket League fans are so upset about when Epic bought it. They're very anti loot boxes because they got cracked down pretty hard on Fortnite for a while,
yeah,
but they got rid of the like peer to peer trading market because they want to control the price of the skins essentially and the vehicles.
yeah,
So by when Epic bought the game, they kind of nuked the rarity of a lot of items in game. So the market was completely tarnished and then they took the market out. Or maybe they did simultaneously. So people had super rare items that were no longer rare and just on a flip of a dime ruined it for everybody. Upset a lot of OG players. I'm one of them. I never opened up some of my like boxes from that era when the game first came out.
uh,
Now I have blueprints, which are like top of the freaking line, but I can't put them on my car unless I buy currency in game to go purchase it. I went to go look at how much it would be to get this like crazy new skin that I got with the wheels. I'm not even joking. It was like $35. I've
that's
already
wild.
bought the game, bro.
That's
I've already bought the game. I bought it when it first came out. I'm deeply upset about that.
crazy. Yeah,
Um,
wild.
so and it's the sickest skin, dude. It's like it's ridiculous. I don't think I've seen anybody else with it. Um, yeah. So I'm
So
just
funny.
upset, and they need to crack down on that kind of crap as well.
Yeah.
Like
No, I
the
mean, I agree.
legacy value of skins. Come on, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
But
Insane.
yeah,
It's
they're
one of
just broken,
yeah.
man. They're
It's just a
just
whole
evil,
world, man. It's hard to comprehend.
toxic.
I think for me, it's like how it gets there. It's like just wild. Like I don't know. Like I guess it's because like I don't know. We pay bills and we have responsibilities and stuff like
We
that. So
pay
when you
bills.
so when you see like all these things, it's like all right, you got people spending hundreds of dollars on like skins in a game, and you're just like what? Like
Oh
it's
yeah,
hard for me to wrap my head around it. I think so. Just like it's like I got stuff to pay for. I got people that rely on me. So it's like I can't. I don't know. It's just like
yeah,
I can't go
100%,
and rip
dude.
$200 on cases and skill. I just can't do it. So it's crazy, man. It's
Yeah,
wild.
you're right, man.
I feel like a boomer putting them with that kind of take, but it's like it's just like I don't know. It's hard for me to sit there and be like, oh, why this?
Well,
Like I'll buy a few keys,
it's
like
not just
maybe
that.
I don't know.
I was thinking about this too when it comes to like spending money on what to spend it on. If you got hobbies, this is no different, in my opinion. This is seriously no different than if your hobby is to play guitar.
Yeah,
Every so often, you need new strings.
yeah,
If your hobby is to play video games and you're playing free to play games, and every so often you want to buy a new skin so
yeah,
that you have like kind of a new experience, I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't think that's
yeah,
like a difference. I think it
yeah. Like
becomes a
I would
problem when
agree.
people are spending paychecks on it though.
Yeah,
Like get rich quick kind of schemes for Counter Strike. Maybe I can get
yeah,
a knife if I spend $300 and I'll get a knife that's like 20 grand.
yeah.
That's come on.
I mean, that is literal gambling. But yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree. I mean, dude, there's skins I bought in Counter Strike that were like no more than like maybe $5. Like it's just like
Yeah.
I bought it for a few guns because it's like obviously I don't want to look at the default gun the whole time, but like I don't want to spend all this money on cases and hoping to get the skin I want. So I'm just like I'll just go to the
Yeah.
marketplace and buy a cheap one that I think looks cool and I'm satisfied. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean I certainly there's nothing wrong with that, especially if it's like if it's a game you play a lot, man. Like what's the problem in spending 5, 10, $15 for a skin? Like
Seriously. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of just the problem I have in general with like the regulations coming in. It's coming from people who are over the age of 65. They don't really use the internet. They don't play video
yeah,
games, and they just don't know the culture of it at all. And they just
yeah,
think, oh yeah,
it's
this
true.
is just all bad because young people do it. It's like, how about you go f yourself, dude? Like that's
Yeah,
not
it's
how
like
this works.
it's dude. The
Chill.
thing, dude, the thing I realize more and more about technology and social media and game and like video games and all that, it's like it's still so new, right? Like this whole phenomenon,
Oh,
like
dude,
it's like
it's
it
crazy,
really didn't get crazy till 20 years ago, and now it's
dude.
it's
The
so
modern
fresh, right? Like
I think the modern internet started in like 2012, 2013. I really
yeah,
do because the like I think Gen 1 internet was in the 90s. I mean technically the 80s, but 90s,
yeah,
like 95 to 2005, and then we had another segment between 2006 to 2012. And
yeah,
maybe that was just the period of my life and how I dealt with it, but I've been perpetually online since I was like 5
yeah,
years old. So,
yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, you just, I mean, you could, it all, it's like, it's kind of doomsday, but like, it all went downhill in 2010 because that's when Instagram started, and other social media platforms, maybe a couple years before, a couple years after that. But it was all
yeah.
that like 2008 to 2013, and it was all downhill after that.
So you're
uh,
basically saying the catalyst was unlimited texting because before you every text you had to pay money for
yeah,
unlimited texting and uploading high quality video content and pictures from your phone.
yep.
That's
Telling you, man.
basically that's
This
what happened in 2010.
it's just like I don't know, like I could be on my soapbox forever about this, about like my opinions on kind of like social media and the true impact that it's had, and now we're just starting to recognize that in the 2020s. So it's like, yeah, I could go on forever because it's you could trace it back, man. It's pretty crazy. I'm not like trying to say it's like I mean it's just I think for like humans and how we interact with it, and like we're finally understanding, especially like younger generations, like generations like under us. like the impacts it's starting to have on them and like what it could lead
Oh,
to.
they're
We have like a
brother, they're
better
cooked.
understanding than ever. So it's like it's scary times, man. If you're a teenager right now,
Dude, I mean, it was already scary, but now it's just worse. All right, let's finish strong, brother.
let's talk
Let's
about
let's yap
Discord.
about young people online when
Discord.
they probably shouldn't be. This is a super short article. It kind of just recaps what's been going on. We covered it a couple of weeks ago about what happened with Discord. If you found this podcast and you don't know what Discord is, I'd be like crazy shocked. So I'm gonna assume you know what's going on. So Discord is delaying age checks following user backlash. It is a pushback. Yeah, the is pushing back the
That's the
whatever.
last time I linked
Discord is
Gizmodo.
pushing back global rollout on age checks until later this year. This is published by
Bruce.
Gizmodo, and Bruce Gill is the writer here.
Come on, Bruce.
Pretty simple article here, not much to it. Alrighty, let's get into it. So, after a rocky start, Discord has delayed the global rollout of its age verification policies following user backlash. Earlier this month, the messaging-based social platform announced that it would set all new and existing accounts to what it calls teen by default settings. That means users who have access to age-restricted content and features will need to verify that they are adults. But Discord says it is hitting pause on those plans for now. Discord Chief Technical Officer and co-founder Stanislav
Stanislav.
Vishnevsky
Also
wrote
a
in a blog
Russian.
post on Tuesday that the company is super freaking Russian. Wrote in a blog post on Tuesday that the company is pushing back global implementation of these age checks until the second half of 2026. Vishnevsky also acknowledged the company made missteps, including failing to create or to clearly communicate what the changes would mean for users. He goes on to say in the blog post writing, our goal is straightforward: keep the Discord experience completely unchanged for the vast majority of people while ensuring an age appropriate experience for everyone. Over 90% of users will never need to verify the age to continue using Discord exactly as they do today. Discord's age verification push comes as governments around the world, including Australia, the UK, and Brazil, move to restrict teens' access to social media or require age verification to access adult content. Many of these laws require platforms to work with third party vendors to verify users' age, often through facial recognition or ID submission. Discord already partners with vendors in regions where verification is legally required with mixed results. The company still plans to implement age verification globally, but Vishnevsky, dude, his name.
Vishnevsky.
I'm I got too much Irish in my blood. I don't know how to pronounce that. Uh, emphasized that most users shouldn't notice any difference. He said more than 90% of users will see no change because they do not access age restricted content. For those who do, Discord uses internal services to estimate age using signals such as how long an account has existed, whether a payment method is on file, the types of servers a user visits, a general account activity. Discord says the systems does not read messages or analyze posted content and is similar to tools used to detect spam. Yeah, okay, it's third-party content, so I don't believe Discord at all about what they're saying. By the way,
I don't
for
believe
the
you.
10% of users whose age cannot be determined internally, third-party verification may still be required. Discord says it will work with vendors that can confirm whether someone is an adult without collecting or storing personal data or linking a person's identity to the Discord account. Remember that part? Discord said it will work with the vendors, but it will not contain or collect or store personal data or identity. Doesn't mean that third
Stop
party
the
won't.
cap.
Yeah.
Stop the cap.
Vishnevsky continues to cap and says, the idea is simple. We don't want to know who you are. We just need to know whether you're an adult. And it works both ways. A vendor has no way to associate your identity back to your Discord account either. That's by design. Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. By
He
added, or
continues
he
to
added
cap.
that Discord. Yeah.
He continues to cap.
He added that Discord has already cut ties with vendors that failed to meet these standards. Last year, one such vendor experienced a data breach affecting tens of thousands of users whose government ID photos may have been exposed. Why would they be exposed? Why were they storing?
So you exposed. So did they claim they were storing? What are we talking about here?
Yeah. Like, why would it be exposed, or why may have it been exposed
You didn't say
if
the data, right? You
they
didn't
weren't
save it, right?
they weren't storing it, right? Yeah, okay. I'm sure every time I go through
Okay,
the
buddy.
TSA and they take that picture, hey, just look at the camera. It gets deleted after you leave. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
okay,
brother. Yeah,
buddy.
maybe this one does, but the one up in the
Until the
corner
FBI shows up, like,
doesn't.
this person traveled recently. Can you pull the records of the photo you took of them? And they're like, right on it, sir.
Yeah. Oh, you wanted him? Oh, here's where he is. This is what he had for breakfast. This is where he traveled.
You know.
This is his middle name. Speaking of which, I got an email with my middle name in it. I was like, how do you know that? Anyways, he also acknowledged that the platform briefly tested age verification software from Persona Identities in the UK last month, but decided not to move forward with the service. Why is that? Why'd you not move forward with the service? Because the UK is like, hey, maybe we shouldn't be collecting information on minors. They're pretty serious about that, by the way. Just look at how
Oh,
they're handling Prince Andrew, or just regular Andrew now.
surface coming
This
under
comes
scrutiny.
as Persona, backed by Peter Thiel's venture firm Founders Fund. You're getting close. Peter Thiel,
Hmm.
very trustworthy guy. Very. Yeah, he's not doing anything evil. He doesn't want to see the demise of humanity. He's come under scrutiny in recent months. Independent security researchers recently reported that Persona's system can run identity checks beyond age verification, including comparing submitted photos against government watch lists and screening individuals across 269 verification checks.
It's a lot of verification checks, man. It's an
Brother,
awful
what
lot.
the? We're so cooked.
Dude, yeah, like,
We're so cooked.
I don't know, just don't,
It's a it's
just
a
don't,
wrap.
just don't commit crimes these days, dude. Like, you just can't. Yeah, dude. Good luck.
Dude, we need to start a conspiracy podcast because I think mass surveillance is how they found Luigi.
Oh,
And they
would not
can't
surprise me.
say why because they got him without a warrant. And if they say why, it'll get thrown out of court almost immediately. He's already
I'd believe
like
it.
they already moved him away from the military court. Whatever.
Hey, man,
Let's not get into that.
I'd believe it though. It's conspiracy theory. I'd believe. So,
Yeah.
yeah, dude,
Anyways,
dude, it's just such cap. But yeah, I mean, they're delaying it. Is anyone shocked? Not me. I'm not shocked.
no.
Um,
I think they're delaying it for monetary reasons. So it's
yeah,
still gonna come out, and it's gonna come out. It's gonna be like, oh, new Discord update. Here you go. And everything's cool. And
they're,
then
they're gonna wait for people to forget and then hit you with an
yeah,
update.
every single time they do that. It's like the old strategy. It's like we're gonna do something controversial. Oh no, everybody's mad. We'll pull it back. We'll pull it
We should think
back.
about this.
6 months later,
No,
six
no,
months
no,
later,
no, no, no.
uh, sends it back in.
You know what?
Send it out again.
Let's post a security update, shall we?
Dude.
All right.
Oh, I'm gonna have to build like a Raspberry Pi DNS
Dude.
safety.
See, it's like
hiding.
I see. I listen to podcasts, and sometimes on podcasters they promote a service called Delete Me, and like
Yeah.
I feel like I still don't like trust those services to delete all my data. Like, there's no shot.
Well, you know that happened last time, bro. There was another app that if you gave them all your personal data, they said they would erase it, including finding everywhere on the internet where your information is. They got hacked, and everything ended up on the dark web. Everybody that's ever used that service.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
It's
trust it, man.
it's
It's like
shocked, dude. He's shocked.
I do not
Shocked.
trust. I do not trust. I do not trust. I do not trust Stanislav. Sorry, man. I do not trust Stanislav Wisniewski. That's just such like a. I feel like that's the character. That's the name of my character in Counter Strike. If you were to give him a name,
Oh,
like it's
Wisniewski.
on T side, like I'm playing as Stanislav.
Stanislav.
It just seems like a generic
fair,
Russian name. Character.
bro, there are some names that are like I absolutely love. Like that Eastern European. I don't know what it's called. Slavic? No, it's not Slavic, is it? I guess so.
Slav.
I don't know. But there are some names where I'm just like, dude, that just rolls off the tongue. It's pretty sick. Stanislav. Dude, you
Yeah.
sound like a character from Game of Thrones.
And the Slav, yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So yeah, Stanislav is Slavic. Okay, so I'm not wrong. That's cool. Stanislav Petrov, Russian lieutenant colonel. It's the first hit. Soviet arms. Yeah.
Petrov.
Oh, he was the guy that played the key role in the 1983 Soviet nuclear false alarm incident. He was one of the guys that didn't blow it, didn't pull the trigger, hit
Little
the button
history.
when everybody told him to.
Little history.
Yeah,
He went against the
the
grain.
meaning is become glorious. Is the man? I guess I kind of got a cool name, Michael, Archangel Michael. So I guess that's kind of
Archangel.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're Christian, I mean, yeah, especially if you're Catholic, dude, that name's dope.
God be praised. It's so funny. Like I play in KCD, obviously, like in that time period, Christianity was huge, and so like every time,
Oh,
every NPC you go, they introduce you. They're like, God be praised. they're like Jesus Christ be praised. It's like every introduction to NPC is funny. Christ
I
be
love that.
praised.
That's pretty cool. God's be good.
It's like Jesus Christ be praised, and you're like, oh hi.
Sick, dude. So sick. Well, that's our news, man. Quick little hour and a half. A
Yeah.
little bit of yapping about the wonderful place of Xbox, trying to figure out what kind of craziness they're doing over there, mixed with a little bit of surging on the prices on the memory, finishing it off with some lawsuits and Discord backpedaling, only to be obviously coming back with a vengeance in like 6 months. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Bro, what is your hair, man? Like, it's good. Man takes his beanie
What is
off, and
it?
well, I said, "What's your hair, dude?" You take your beanie off for a split second. It's just like,
Oh
it's just
yeah,
like,
dude.
bro,
I'm good, bro.
you look like a.
This
Honestly,
is me
dude, if
at
you
work
just
today. Just
honestly just yeah, dude, just put it in front, bangs. There you go. You're the leader of an emo band.
where are you?
So,
It is. It shouldn't be this straight, as you know. My hair's curly naturally.
I was
It's just
saying,
because I've
yeah,
been wearing a hat and a beanie.
it looked oddly straight.
Yeah, whatever. At least I still have hair. I'm an old man now, and I still got my
Mm-hmm.
hair. So I gotta grow it out for the boys who won't
Gotta go out for
or
the
can't.
homies, bro.
Hmm. Anyways, no, this ain't the podcast to talk about here, is it? Do we have anything to add? We went on a freaking mission today,
Uh,
so
I'm
I don't think we do.
I'm looking forward to Resident Evil. That's out by the time this drops.
That's
And
right. Yeah,
reviews are
you
very
were
good.
looking hype in the
So
reviews. Yeah,
the
reviews
reviews
are
are
sick.
it's like close to 90, I think, on Metacritic. So yeah,
Mhm.
reviews are pretty good. Pretty much every review I've read, like the synopsis is like, if you like Resident Evil, you're really gonna like this game. So buy it. So that's pretty much the general sentiment.
Absolutely.
So I have no choice, man. Gotta get it.
This is the way.
And apparently it's fairly short too. I think like it's anywhere like 10 to 15 hours or something like that. I think it was the average. So it'll be a quick hitter, just play it and then
Yeah,
get back
quick
to
little grind, have a
KCD.
good time. Yeah, that'll be good. Um, I'm hoping I get some more gaming time in. I think I'm gonna play a couple of shooters because I've been just so stressed. I got to play something to get my mind off of work.
Yeah.
But we got the Everton match on Saturday. I'll probably watch that with the fam afterwards. I think I'm gonna come home and just play some Hogwarts Legacy. Like have a couple of hours of just me and the dog chilling on the couch, zooming around on a broomstick,
Dude,
fighting trolls.
you should make an effort, man. Just play some single player for a little bit.
I
Should
think
be.
what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna stream directly from the Xbox and just say like in the title it'll be no mic, no cam, just gameplay.
All game. Ain't funny.
Yeah. Yeah, just
All game.
vibe. Yeah.
There you
Yeah. No personality, just game.
go. Yeah.
All right, fam. Let's let the people go. We appreciate you guys for tuning in, especially if you stayed this long. We have links in the description below, including the timestamps and social media. We have the description. Please give us some love. Follow, like, subscribe, whatever your platform you're on. I know typically podcasting, we do have the audio format too. So if you want to come over here, read the articles with us, watch the videos with us, I don't think we really even this could have been 100% all audio format. But when we do
Yeah.
have those like breakdowns of hardware, the video format comes in clutch. So you can check this out on Spotify and YouTube. But you have anything to add, Kyle?
I don't think so. We've held them here long enough. So
Yeah, fair enough. All right, guys. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Have a good week. keep gaming. We'll see you later. I'm Michael Anthony. That's Kyle Heath. This is the M2 podcast. We appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate you. Take it easy. Peace. You look like you're doing like
W.
Masenka.
Big W.